Uh, First of all, very good evening to everyone. And today we are Sunday Talk is fifth session. We have started a initiation every Sunday evening 5 to 6 p.m. We are organizing lots of aspects on fisheries and aquacultures organized by Aqua Doctor Solution and Aqua One Center, Kolkata. This program is also funded by NFDB and managed for promotion of Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana and different scheme and aspects of fisheries, so that many people who are like to be joined in the fisheries, they can get a overview of the subjects. Before we start, I like to also request our audience, please mute your microphone, enjoy the sessions, because today we have very renowned speaker with us. Dr. Shivakumar Magadha sir from Bangalore, and sir is very well known and very good speaker. We everybody knows, and we learn many new things from sir always. And today I should say that I'm very much blessed to have sir with us in this particular session with a short notice. Sir confirm, and today sir is going to address also us a very important topic on aquaculture, a alternative livelihood. Not only about the food, it also a option for employment, is also an option for livelihood, social security, and also the prosperity, how we can take it forward. Without wasting much time, I like to hand over the session to Dr. Shivakumar Magadha sir to start the session. Sir, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Very nice. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I thank Aquaductor Solution, Manage and National Fisheries Development Board for inviting me for addressing the farmers, entrepreneurs, students across the country. I'll be speaking on aquaculture and alternative livelihood on this topic. Friends, the country is so vast country with 642,000 villages, and out of 138 crores of people, we need only 642,000 change makers. I want you to be one of them after my session. Thank you for joining this session. Leave your mind, keep your mind blank. If your mind blank, I can put forth my ideas, so that you can take it forward, right? If you believe that the data, whatever we are using now, if they are right, according to the Department of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry, India is producing 14.16 million tons of fish and exporting 11.5 lakh tons of fish and earning 46,500 crores. Earlier, in 2018 and 19, the export was 13.5 lakh tons and earned 48,500 crores. And the share of aquaculture is increasing every year. In last 65 years, India could increase its production by 5 times. Fish production is increased by 15 times. India's food production is increased by 5 times. As of now, the country is producing 292 million tons of food grains, general food. And our target is to achieve 350 million tons by 2025. In the similar way, India is at a target of producing 20 million tons of fish, and present fish production is 14.16 million tons. So now, looking at the vast resources in the country, 8,200 kilometers of coastline, 3.15 million hectares of reservoirs, 2.35 million hectares of ponds and lakes, 2 million hectares of brackish water, and 157 million hectares of land, agricultural land, and 1.97 lakh kilometers of rivers. Beautiful monsoon. Nowhere in the world the country is experienced and have the set pattern of monsoon system. No country as this blessing. So then, looking at all these issues, India has better advantage over many countries and to produce more fish. As of now, the per capita availability is 11.5 kg availability, not the consumption, as against the World Health Organization's recommendation of 20 plus kilos. So our target is huge. In last 65 years, we have reached this 11.5 kilos of per capita availability, and we need to increase it to 20 kilos. And from 14 to, in last 65 years, we have achieved 14.16 million tons from 0.5 million tons in 1947. So now, from this to 20 million tons is a Herculean task, because getting 90% of marks is not a big issue. The journey from 90 to 100 is the issue. So listen to me for next 40 minutes. Definitely, through science and ingenuity in the country, we can do wonders. We have not explored the potential. So look at this from rag to rich. This is one of the person who is selling dry fish in the roadside, and hardly for 250 grams he charges 20 rupees. All sorts of marine, freshwater fishes, weed fishes. Look at the dry fish stall, which is available for rupees 10, and this is in lakhs caviar. Right side photograph. See, the fish is reaching many people. More than 1 billion people in the world dependent on fish as a source of protein. So I thank all these dignitaries because I'm in the university for last 26 years. And that's why I thank all these dignitaries, personalities, and conditions. All the youngsters who are listening to me, unless you have an appointment with the God, no mobiles. Anyway, it's designed for a classroom offline session, but anyway, still applies for you even in the online. You should be very interactive whenever it's required. Take down some of the data and be cheerful, ask question. And today, this evening, this night you should spend very happily with colorful feelings so that we can serve the society in a better way. Look at this. We have traveled. Now the aquaculture, I say, uh, we started culture with wild seeds. That was version 1. Like in computers, we say uh, i3, i5 processor. Likewise, the model is changing. We started aquaculture using wild seeds. Later, it started with hatchery bed seed. Manuring started. We started using manures like cow dung, poultry manure. And those days in 60s and 70s, rice bran was plenty, and they started feeding rice bran and oil cake. And they're not the preferred food. This point you take down. Preferred food of fishes is not rice bran and groundnut cake. And people started increasing the stocking density and started using the aerators to increase the dissolved oxygen because that was critical. Later, people using the technology, they started producing. We started producing pelleted feeds, sinking pellets. With the advancement of extrusion technology, we started producing floating feeds so that the feed waste is minimized. And now we are talking about biofloc technology, recirculatory aquaculture system, and Internet of Things. These are version 8, and we have to move further. So now, why aquaculture? Uh, why changing agriculture to aquaculture? Why complement aquaculture with agriculture? How aquaculture is advantageous over other agricultural practices? What is the economics? That is what I'm going to deal with now. And anyway, the present fish production in the world is 178.8 million tons. And look at the capture, because 85% of the fish, we have 34,500 fishes. in the world, 85% of the marine stock is depleted. So only option is to increase production is aquaculture. So because these are all for academic purpose, these are only for students. Others, I will come to the right point in the next slides. So 800 million people dependent on fisheries and agriculture for their livelihood, and 1 billion people obtain most of their animal protein from fish. So this context, agriculture is important. And even in our country, in spite of producing 292 million tons of food, 20 crores of people are suffering from hunger, and another 30 to 35 crores of people are suffering from hidden hunger. So in that context, fish would be a better alternative, cheap source of protein. So in that context, aquaculture is very important. Look at this, the recommendation of World Health Organization 20.3, India 11.8, and Karnataka. Since I'm here, I'm just giving this figure 5.8. And for our target is to travel from 11 to 20. It's a huge. So India requirement is 350 million tons of food, general food grains, and the requirement, I mean, the target is 20 million tons. I'm sorry, it's wrongly written here. Target of India is 20 million tons by 2025. That's why government of India started Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana with 20,500 crores to augment fish production from 14.16 to 20 million ton. I'm sorry, it's not 15, it is 20. So 110 billion eggs we need, but presently we are producing 75 to 80 billion eggs and 5 to 6 million tons of chicken. As of now, in parenthesis, I have given the present production. So likewise, the population is growing, and the land area, total arable land is depleting because of the high input cost, pest, disease. People are leaving agriculture. I know the agriculture is not at all profitable if you don't do it very systematically by understanding the minimum scale of economy, marketing network, use of all the technology. If you don't do it systematically, agriculture is not profitable. So now, if you're ready for change, to take the challenges, whatever we are facing, the plenty of options, opportunities, solutions are available well within India. The knowledge is so plenty, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can stop doing research for the next 20 years because enough knowledge is already known. So now our challenge is to transform the knowledge into reality, transform knowledge into money, transform knowledge into wealth. So listen to me carefully. So now, what do you want to change? You cannot change the geographical area of the country. You cannot change chemical composition of water. You cannot bring new species. So now I want you to change thinking. You have to change thinking. Sorry. Production system have to be changed because 85% of the farmers are small and marginal. The old principles and technologies are not working, are not economically viable. In 17 states of the country, the average income of a family is less than 17,000 rupees. So now you have to look for new production systems. Scale. Unless you do it with a minimum scale of economy, any scale will not be economically viable. Small scale dairy farming is good. Large scale dairy farming is good, but medium scale is not economically viable. Unless you know the benefit cost ratio, BC ratio or cost benefit ratio, internal rate of revenue, and cost competitiveness. If you do business, eventually after 10 years, you may go under loss. And you have to change the technology, the economics. Processing. If you can pre-process the food, I'll give you an example. One of my farmers was growing a papaya, a variety called Red Lady. Middlemen were asking for 12 rupees per kilo. But I, I saw apples from other countries were wrapped in foam. Then, through some network, we procured the foam wrap from Rajkot and wrapped our papaya. And believe me, it was sent to Middle East for rupees 30 per kilo. The marginal investment is only 90 paisa. So this is what people must understand. And branding and marketing, hard work to smart work and data management. So if you can change this, whatever you do, not necessarily fisheries, aquaculture, you can do wonders. So now, science, normally in institutes, we teach the basic principles. But when you go to the field, you'll be confused from the academic knowledge and the real world. There'll be a sea change, there'll be big gap, but you have to use your ingenuity and understand, apply these basic sciences to maximize production and maximize profit. Look at this small angel fish. So you have to understand what is not said, even in business, aquaculture. It is laterally compressed. That's all. If you look at that, it is laterally compressed. It means it has modified its body uh, with laterally compressed shape so that it can move in a flowing water, so it can slip through. And look at the white and dark bands on its body. It means it lives in the vegetative area. If you leave it just in a plain water, it doesn't breathe. Look at these eggs. What do you see? White, they are the boiled eggs. The transparent one are the good ones. So if you don't provide the vegetation, it will not breathe. And mouth is superior. It is surface feeder. Stomach is small. It is carnivorous. And it lives in the upstreams. It lives anywhere, but upstream means low temperature, more oxygen, transparent. They see and identify the food. And water is acidic. If you want to breed the angelfish, you need acidic water. So without saying anything, only by seeing the fish, you can understand so many things. Likewise, even in aquaculture business, you have to understand so many things beyond the books. That's what I'm going to tell you now. Look at this economics, real economics. If you are doing paddy, sugarcane, coconut, coffee, tea, whatever it is, if you are happy, if you are getting anything more than 8%, that is what the banks are giving the interest per annum, 8 to 10%. If you are getting 8 to 10% of the profit in any crop, please don't change your farming system. If you're happy, fine, I'm happy. If you are not getting 8 to 10% of the profit, which is on par with the bank interest, you change. Look at the paddy with the minimum support price of 2,200 rupees per quintal, it is 1.4. Without minimum support price, they are gone. And this is by leaving the managerial cost, because normally a farmer, the paddy crop is 120 days, normally at least 50 days it goes. If you calculate that the managerial cost, it will not be 1.4. Look at the last column. This thing, row. 1.4 by excluding the managerial cost. In sugarcane, in paddy you get 30,000 in 4 to 5 months. When you get 25 quintals, but it's not the national average. In northern part of Karnataka, people are getting 40, 36 to 40 quintals per acre. But state average is 25 quintals. But in coastal region, it is 11 to 15 quintals. If you get 25 quintals in two crops, 50 quintals, you get 1.4 by excluding managerial cost. In sugarcane, if you get now 50 tons in 12 months per acre, so 125 tons per hectare, the Tamil Nadu gets, they get 160 tons per hectare sugarcane. So you get, for every investment of 1 rupee, you get 1 rupee 15 paisa. But in fish culture, in normal soils, it is 1.16. I've taken the lower limit, but fish culture normally it is more than 2.4. But in saline soil, it's 1.97. But if you take up seed rearing for first 3 months, then take up aquaculture for next 8 months, in seed rearing, the profit margin is 3 to 6. So this is what people must understand MSE, minimum scale of economy. Beyond lesser than the proposed MSC area, if you do farming of anything, be it paddy, sugarcane, you must know what is the minimum scale where the benefit cost ratio falls at 1. If you know that, accordingly, you have to design your minimum viable project. If you know MSC, you will know MVP. So now, this is the estimated loss by crop by doing farming. If they don't do farming, the farmers will be under profit. But by doing farming, they are under loss. In black graph, if the government withdraw the minimum support price, they lose 3,000 to 4,000. Even with minimum support price, people are losing money. In ragi, 2,000 to 4,000 per acre. In milk, normally milk cost is calculated based on the feed given and other management. But during non-milking period, farmers have to maintain the cow. If you calculate that, farmers are growing under loss. In tomato, chili, coconut, we don't know. We have not calculated the economics. So people are under loss. If you have water sources and if you can accommodate 5 to 10% of your area into aquaculture farm, definitely beyond doubt, aquaculture is profitable. I'm not telling you to change entire your farm because fish is not our staple food. If you're happy with sugarcane, please grow it. If you are happy with paddy, please do that. But even if you are happy with the cost, just by converting your 5 to 10% of area into fish farm, definitely the entire the farm income, production, productivity will increase. So that is why I want people to take up aquaculture as an alternative livelihood. This is the topic. Why alternative livelihood? See, look at this dry land. The entire dry land, they are growing coconut, some wild trees are there. And definitely this farmer will not get 30, 40,000 per acre. That is the upper limit. So it's a totally dry land and they constructed about 200 meter square pond. But since it is a dry belt, water table was too low, water was not retaining. So by using the gunny bags dipped in cement slurry, no, they put the mat of gunny bags dipped in cement slurry. So that's how they started holding water. And for survival watering, they can take the water from here. But 1 acre of income, say in 3,800 square meter, in 1 acre, only 200 meter square is pond. So the income from this 200 meter square pond, if they grow seed, is much more than the income from the 3,800 meter square. That is the beauty of pond. See, this is a Myanmar, in most part of the country, along the command areas of many rivers, the lands are waterlogged. People are very, struggling, and they are constructing deep trenches, and paddy yield is decreasing. And due to continuous usage of same land for same purpose, majority of the lands in the command area are becoming saline and alkaline. And look at these people. Parallelly, they have the deep trenches just to drain the excess water. Their primary intention was to increase the paddy yield by making deep trenches. And looking at the economics, fish culture in 10% of the area is much profitable than the income of paddy from the 90% of the area. So by default, people are doing integrated farming in Arunachal or Northeast region. But if they can understand the right proportion of each activity, definitely it will maximize the production. So when they can do it, we can also do it. So coming back from alternative level, if you want to increase the farm income by 5%, 10%, yes, you can club any activity. But definitely, aquaculture can become, it can become an industrial scale activity too. So look at this beautiful farm along the coast, and where they have reservoir, ETP tank, and systematically, if you do shrimp farming, particularly shrimp farming, because out of 48,000 crores, or out of 11.5 lakh tons, 6 lakh tons is shrimp only. So, by stocking 60 post larvae of shrimp, that is what recommended by Coastal Aquaculture Authority. But fortunately or unfortunately, people have gone much ahead and they're stocking 800 to 1,000 post larvae, and they're doing their own experiment, and the production varies from 4 tons per acre to 20 tons per acre, depending on the management strategies. And of course, the risk factors are high, profit margins are high, but still people are happy. Many are coming into the scientific shrimp farming. Anyway, so earlier there was no central drainage system. Now people have realized the water management in high stocking density of shrimp farms. They do have central drainage, and I've seen many farms which are completely covered, 10 hectares, 20 hectares, completely covered, where even birds, frogs, anything cannot get in. So they are investing so much because the profit is there. In spite of risk, even in 3 crops, if they get 1 or 2 crops, a better crop, they will sustain. With this context, they've intensified the farming systems. And now, the crab, in the market price of crab ranges between 800 to 2,800 rupees per kilo. Though there are many institutes claim that they have the breeding technology, success rate from egg to the final crablet, stockable crablet, is less than 5%. So that's how the entire cycle was not so successful, though we have understood the principles of breeding. But still, some farmers are getting the wild seeds, mud crab, and other crabs, and using this uh, cages, boxes, crab boxes in the brackish water area. They stock the crabs and they rear it for 6 to 10 months, and every day they go in a small boat, or if it's shallow water, they manually they go and feed it with trash fish. And I've seen one of the units where one of the farmers brought the seawater to the inland area in a car shed. In the vertical system is growing crab, something like this. So small flow rate of water is maintained and it is taken to treatment tank and it's there. And the cost of production is anything around 600 rupees per kilo, but still they're getting 200 rupees of profit per kilo. And this is how things are moving forward. The farmers are much ahead of institutes and doing wonders. And then the cage farming in freshwater reservoirs. I know cage in sea cage farming in many countries people are doing, but in the recent times, even in Karnataka, 10 years ago, Department of Fisheries tried cage farming in KRS reservoir, and with the 96 cages of 96 meter cube cages, they tried Pangases, and they showed the process successfully. Technically, everything was good, but because of the middleman and price fluctuation in the market, it was not sustainable. But still, technically, we showed that cage farming can be taken up in reservoirs. Later, with the support of National Fisheries Development Board, the consultants like Dr. Sinappa, Dr. C.K. Murthy, and such other people, and Dr. Rajiv Omar, IAS officer now, Earlier, he was the director of fisheries in Jharkhand. They have promoted cage farming in reservoirs, promoted tilapia, pangases, and successfully demonstrated by producing more fishes in a sustainable manner. And wherever the policies are accommodative, water bodies are quite deep, maybe 1% of the area can be given for cages. This is how we can produce healthy, uniform sized fishes by using the commercial feeds. So this can be given for the community, self-help groups, or individuals. So this is the cage farm of KRS 10 years ago demonstrated using Pangases. And 3 years ago, I visited Shanghai. This is integrated pond raceway system developed by Auburn University. People were skeptical, but irrespective of anything, I understand only the economics. Their proposition is in 1 hectare area, 99% of the area is just reservoir. You stock some service species in the reservoir, and in 1% area, a kind of flow through system is maintained using these cells. Each tank, you can see 100 meters and 5 feet deep and 5 meter, 100 by 5 meters. Each cell is 100 by 5 meters. So only 1% of area will be raceway. It's a kind of raceway. And I'm surprised our production is in India. We produce 10 to 15 tons of fish per hectare. It means 1 to 1.5 kgs per meter cube. But in China, of course, they are growing grass carp, and they stock 20 to 25 kg per meter cube and harvest 150 kilos per meter cube. So this was what the advancement in science. Of course, they have advantages because they eat, they sell live, they transport live. Entire cold chain is there, and there is huge demand for fish. And the price is anything more than 350 rupees farm gate price in Indian value for grass carp. Here, the farm gate value is 80 to 120 rupees. So in that context, they have, because it is not just production, their policy, their habit, their community, entire they have the advantage Chinese. Some of those principles can be copied even in India too. So this is RAS, recirculatory aquaculture system. People who do not possess excess good resources like land, money, all that, in the smaller area, not money, I'm sorry, if they don't have the land, they have smaller resources with the support of Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, where the government is giving 40 to 60% of subsidy. For general, it is 40%. For women and scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, it is 60%. In a smaller area, using these modular tanks, people can produce fish in about 10 tons capacity tank. People can produce in 6 months. We can produce 300 to 800 kilos of fish per cycle, depending on the management. So, in a smaller unit area, using technology, by taking the advantage of existing knowledge and the processes, people can produce more fishes. But many do not have the hands-on experience. But definitely, many people are successful if you. But again, when I'm talking about the production system, I'm not bothered about the economics. Economics we'll discuss later. So now, science, the technology allows you to produce more fish. How to increase the consumer preference, how to get a better price, that is altogether a different ballgame. So now biofloc technology, 40 years ago, Israelis developed this technology for shrimp and tilapia and tried in Balano and other countries and quite successful. Wherever water was less, they were very creative and used the technology very successfully. Biofloc means 60% of the food in any aquatic system is less than 60 micron. So when we feed the fish, normally the lower order animals utilize 25% of the protein, nitrogen. 75% is excreted. Whereas higher order animals, they excrete only 25%. So when nitrogen is enough, the ammonia builds up, hydrogen sulfide builds up, and it will become toxic and fishes will die. If we can provide the carbon source and continuous aeration in the presence of air, high quantity of dissolved oxygen, carbon and nitrogen ratio of 12, all these micro algae which is there in the system will flocculate, and that becomes the food for fish, so that we can reduce the uh, quantity of feed given and reduce the food conversion ratio. So it works out well only with the right species and right management. If something goes wrong, again biofloc also will be lost because we have plenty of water. So while appreciating biofloc, while appreciating RAS technologies, I personally endorse, if you can manage well, that's fine. If you cannot, clear water aquaculture is economically viable and manageable, because even in biofloc the FCR is 1.2, but in land-based aquaculture system it is 1.4. Only for 2% of reduction of FCR, you don't have to take so much of risk. Have a clear water system, have a good aeration system. Once in 3 days, you can take out the sludge. Clear water aquaculture system gives most cost competitive advantages. Anyway, tanks can be any shape, any size, any material. It should hold water. That's so. Biofloc means not necessarily in the modular tanks. It can be taken even in the plastic lined tanks. It works out well for shrimp. It is managed as intended, because continuously managing CN ratio of more than 10 by using molasses, sugar, wheat bran is the issue, because you have to manage the water quality parameters on a continual basis 24/7 for the entire crop period. So power is the issue, because 24/7 we need power, because oxygen plays an important role in maintaining the required biofloc. So tanks of different shapes, different sizes can be used. So minimum viable project, I told you, I mentioned it earlier. Normally many people, out of craziness, out of curiosity, they start doing biofloc in 1 or 2 tanks, but it takes a lot of efforts. I will justify this with this example. Suppose if you want to produce the food for 10 people, think that we need 10 units of energy. Or to produce, to prepare food for 3 people, it will not reduce to 3 accordingly. We need 8 units of or 9 units of energy. In that context, we must understand minimum viable project for be it biofloc, RAS, or the land-based aquaculture system. So yeah, people are using different types of tanks in remotest areas. By taking advantage of government schemes and initiatives, people are doing wonders. If some people are failing, it is not because of the science, it is because of the non-technical issues, managerial issues, or the wrong species. But definitely, if China can get 15 tons, if you believe that principles of science is same, there is no separate science for China or US or whoever it is. The science is same. If we can follow the principles of success, definitely we can also get it. So I'm surprised it is from Deptano, I think. Some of the farmers, of course, the majority of the Bengalis, they eat fish. And on the roof, they have constructed this is during the early stage. By now, they might have completed. This is taken 2 months ago. On the
Yeah,
rooftop.
it's on my house only, sir.
Oh, very nice.
The
I did not.
top floor, and my
Uh,
dad is taking care.
Great. So it means wherever it is, we can produce fish. Wherever water, let there be fish. So now styrofoam tanks, plastic lined tanks. So now I don't say any tank, anything which can hold water, we can do aquaculture. RES, I told you, now there are gadgets which can treat the water on a continual basis. Look at the transportation, life fish transportation vehicle developed by Suo Sarkar of Mumbai. So now IT based management, when you do it scientific farming on an industrial scale, definitely you can take advantage of the electronic gadgets which can work for you efficiently, like demand feeders can be used, and some of the diffusers can be employed, put in the water tank, and whenever the DO level goes beyond 4 mg per liter, the sensor will send a signal to your mobile. You can switch off the blowers from you through your mobile. Likewise, there are many electronic. You can regulate the temperature. You can regulate the water flow. You can regulate the feed. So such advancement is there, and people are practicing it. So using the gadgets, of course, harvest prediction, feeding optimization, water quality management, remote monitoring is possible. So look at this. I know I am looking, though the topic is given agriculture and alternative livelihood, I'm talking end to end because if the front end fails, the agriculture production will fail. So now, in actually till date, people are using the cups and saucer to count the seeds, and I'm happy in some northern states of the country, they're selling the seeds on weight basis. Now there are buckets, electronic buckets, 30 liters capacity. By touch of a button, you can count the entire seed. Even plankton can be, by changing the software, plankton can be measured. 4 to 6 lakh cells per ml can be measured. But they're quite costly because of the technology. And I propose this seed transportation vehicle, like in the form of milk, where you can control the oxygen and the temperature. At least for each district, we need the seed transportation vehicles because transportation loss and stress is enormous and significant. And sales also, we need to shift from roadside to the corporate style of selling. The small and marginal farmers need to be supported from the government, state government, National Fisheries Development Board. They should be given a decent place to sell their produce very systematically. Otherwise, all the fish market has become synonym for ugliness. So that we should remove from the minds of the people. This is how the squids are handled in the jetties, fish landing centers, and it is served. Uh, Finally, it is served in the hotels like this. So we need to change the handling of fish on board, on shore, on jetty. So this is what we are selling the chappals in the beautiful showrooms and selling the fish in a shabby market. The youngsters must come forward. If you don't want to produce fish, help the farmers in selling the fish in a decent way for better, with better quality, by charging, of course, for quality and make a better income. And this is what the dry fish and is full of E. coli, fecal coliform, salmonella, that, and most of the places they dry it on the sand. Even solar dryers are not used. Solar dryers are used for chilies and grapes, and we are selling dog food in a very beautiful pack. So this is what the entrepreneurs are unemployed youths. You go with the stick pouch and some brands on the pouch. It's a non-inventory business. You go ask them to grade the fish, pack it, and the pouch cost will be 1 rupee or 1 rupee 50 paisa. And for agreeing to do business with you, you give him another 1 rupee. You take 2.5 rupees. So upgrade this. Later we can think of quality drying. See, this is what in some selected spots people can even invest on solar dryers. Anyway, see, look at those competitors, McDonald's, KFC. Still, we are trying to sell these fish chekli, fish soda. We need to brand, come out with innovative products, compete with the international market. And this is what my proposition, the container model. Under PMMSY, the government is giving the unit cost is 20 lakhs, and women and SCT they get 12 lakhs of subsidy. And if anyone wants to take up the modern sales outlet, I will give the DPR and submit it to the Taluk fisheries officer and to the deputy director. Take advantage of PMMSY and come out with innovative sales outlets and upgrade our profession, change the mindset of the people. No? Yeah, and in so many northeast states, many people, the conservationists, they were opposing the sale of northeastern and western gut fishes. But believe me, if you don't harvest them, they die. So some of the population must be harvested because it is the livelihood, and otherwise they will go waste. So some of these weed fishes, uh, they they go for pedicure, manicure, and it's happening now. And during monsoon, if you come across some of the weed fishes, collect them, you have some tub, give the aeration, and sell the survivors for better price. So, the Rasbora is sold in the name of Dr. Fish. Gara is sold. So whatever the fishes, all weed fishes are good nibblers. Sell them for pedicure, manicure. And of course, new candidate species in Karnataka, we're looking for Pantis carnaticus, Oricamis niloticus. Of course, all these species are coming from West Bengal. People have successfully bred these species and move from carbs. Though India is carb-based country, since people do not have option, they are buying that. Slowly give them home pack by maculatus, kaitala, Japanese koi, marel, and slowly go to the high value fishes. Even in brackish water, chano, cetroplus, lujanus. Of course, in consistent supplies, but still, whoever has the position advantage, grow low cost cages and make. In Karnataka, more than 1,500 small low cost cages are there. People are growing. Someone has disturbing the entire process. Please kindly mute it. Okay. See, fish meal, the fish catch is declining, and even in trawl catch, the bycatch proportion has gone up to 70%. And protein is very costly. Earlier, fish meal was available and cheap. Now, fish meal is 100 plus rupees. Current is 44 to 50 rupees, 60 rupees. Rice panand is 30 rupees. So even if you give it in the ratio of 1:1 as defined in the Jingran or any other aquaculture classic books, rice pan and oil cake are costly. By taking FCR of 3, even with conventional feed, the cost of production of carp is 99 rupees. So people are looking for alternative protein source. Black soldier fly is one of that, and using the domestic waste, they can be grown, and it has 60% of protein and 28% of fat. And we are conducting trials on this. See, most of the waterlogged areas, you can grow goldfish, koi, common carp, tilapia, whatever it is. And some people are doing it has to be, expanded horizontally. See, Northeast regions, we don't have to teach them IFS. They are good, but we have to bring more science, right species, all that we have to bring some order. That's all. So looking at those models, we also created paddy cum fish culture in Illy zone of Karnataka, Chikmagalur. In our demonstration, we selected 1,000 meters square in the first phase, and 100 meters square fish seed rearing, and 900 meters square paddy Bangala variety. And by selling the seed, the net profit I'm talking, we got 9,600 rupees from the fish seed and 5,600 rupees from the paddy. So that's the economics. Now we have come out with 1 hectare model where 9,000 meters square is paddy, 1,000 meters square is fish pond. This is what 1 hectare model in Chikmagalur. This plot is developed by under RKV project of mine. where Dr. Swami from Fisheries College, Bangalore, is associate professor there, is managing this. This is the present photograph. And in another few days, they are harvesting it. So, in paddy-cum fish culture trenches, depending on the local situation, you can choose the place, either center, lateral, whatever it is. Karnataka is a seed deficit state, and we need 60 crores of seed, and Karnataka is producing 40 crores. And we started promoting the seed production because in about 70 to 80 days, see, look at the economics. In one of the small farm pond of 2000 meters square, in 78 days, one of my farmers got 1.52 lakh of net profit. So the survival percent was 18.2% by stocking 500 spawn per meter square. See, look at the economics. So even after 10 years, he is successfully doing seed rearing, and leisurely he'll take up fish culture for next 8 months. So duck-cum fish culture, paddy-cum fish culture, poultry-cum fish culture, I don't have to tell to the Northeast people. Wherever you have pond, you can have a 5% or 1 or 2% of the area as a poultry shed and grow country chicken so that the fecal matter will become a menu for the pond and you can maximize the profit. This is in one of my farmers' field in Sindhanu. This is the duck shed. And in most of the places, though you don't want to take up aquaculture, in some of the waterlogged areas, see, look at the banana, they were all stunted because it was a waterlogged area. Then I told my farmer to construct 15% of the area as fish pond just to drain the excess water. So the paddy, banana yield was increased, paddy yield was increased by making a trench in his farm. Sugarcane yield was increased. So even on the bunds, people must grow vegetables or grass, napier grass for their cows. So each square inch of land must be utilized effectively. So look at this farmer. I told you about the banana. No, he constructed the fish pond just to drain the excess water, and in about 1,000 meters square. This is the very important slide I'm showing you. Next 2 slides, I'm closing my talk. In 1,000 meters square, he got 350 kgs of fish in 14 months and he got 17,500 rupees. It means per square meter he got 17.5 rupees per square meter, as against 7 rupees in sugarcane, 8 to 10 rupees in banana, 2 rupees in paddy. Look at the, for every square meter, the profit is 17.5 rupees in fish. So what else you want? Look at my farmer is standing in front of Mosambi plant. Look at the sugar cane. By draining the water, the sugar cane height was 16 feet. Earlier, before the construction of fish pond, they were all stunted. And another farmer, a very successful farmer, is doing seed rearing, and every year he earns 12 lakhs in about 1.5 acres. For last, now is about 50 years. This 8 years ago, I've taken the photograph. Even now, he's successfully, happily doing, but he was under loss for 10, 15 years because he was growing sugarcane, he was growing paddy, and he was under loss. In his entire life, he was under loss. But now he's so successful farmer. And wherever weed infested tanks are there, using the jumbo hoppers, people can take seed rearing. Seed rearing is much more profitable than any other activities. Go for new varieties, I told you this. Okay. On the bunds, you can grow cabbage, cauliflower, drumstick, papaya, anything. So if you can come out with a successful, economical, viable model for your farm, aquaculture can blend well with any other farming system, and per meter square, aquaculture is much profitable beyond doubt, be it Northeast, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. Profitability benefit cost ratio, internal rate, IRR, internal rate of revenue, rate, no, return on investment, all are good if you do it as intended. So now, if you want to increase production in aquaculture, you have to go for right species, right size, and right combination, right feed, right ratio, water quality and disease management, branding and marketing, hard work to smart work, live fish sale. You can sell live, you can maximize your product. Not all the, even if you sell your 30% of your produce to the increased price, it will increase. Use counting buckets, pre-booking, value addition, and data management will improve it. Thank you very much. And okay, questions. Thank you. I'm done, Mr. Deptiano.
Sir, thank you so much for your valuable presentation. And I already addressed my before also. You are a very good speaker. Most of the time, we learn many things from you only, and you inspire also a lot. Sir, I have two more questions. I will ask two questions. Maybe then we can have questions from audience also. 2-3 questions we like to take. First, you talk about something on blue shop. If you just explain little bit about that blue shop concept and that blue shop, how we can take it into a more IoT based connectivity. I will just tell you, maybe in during our studies period, we can't see much on fish ad in TV. Now Licious, they have come out with some very good branding, I should say, so we can see some changes are going on. So that blue shop concept, if you share among us, will be great. And another questions I just like to ask side by side. You have addressed many opportunities, many options for livelihood, social security, and also employment generation. Out of that, maybe as a for young group of people who wants to come into fisheries, for them maybe 2 risk factor and 5 better opportunities, if you just address, sir.
So what was the last sentence?
Last sentence, like for new beginners, the risk factor before they come into fisheries, and the 5 best opportunities in fisheries they can go ahead with in their career, sir. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
First, I'm referring to blue shop. Under PMMSY, there are 28 to 32 different schemes are there, out of which 2 are related to marketing. One for fresh fish market with a unit cost of 10 lakhs. Normally it is brick and mortar. You can select a small shop and sell your fish, and the subsidy component is 40 to 60%. The another component is 20 lakh unit cost. It is live fish sales outlet. So you don't have to sell 100% live. That is also again in the brick and mortar system. But in Karnataka, I proposed only the small open space, and we can position these container models just for uniqueness, just for branding, just to come out with the normal row shops in a plain area of 30, 40, 1,200 to 2,000 square feet area. You can position 20 by 10, height 10, width 10, and width is, length is 20 feet to 30 feet. Up to 40 feet containers are available. Used containers are available for 1.6 lakhs. Transportation will be another 60,000. But if you don't get used containers, now there are corrugated sheets. Like, people are there to fabricate the designs which look like containers. So there, with all good interiors, you can position the display stand, refrigerated display stand. You can have a bioflak tank either in the back or front, bring the live fish. And if you can sell 200 kgs of fish per day, with average cost, freshwater and marine, and average business of 60,000 per day for 20 days in a month, one can make 20 lakhs of net profit per unit. So now one unit is establishing in Karnataka, And already one of my clients have come out with 6 outlets, and even during this pandemic they are making 40 lakhs net profit out of 6 outlets. So they are trying to go nationwide with 100 outlets. So pandemic has not affected the fish consumption, fish sales, it has increased. So that for the entrepreneurs who are willing to take up aquaculture, I request the young entrepreneurs, youngsters, or the fisheries graduates not to produce fish. There are so many people who are producing fish efficiently. The gap is in the front end. I want them to organize themselves, take advantage of PMMSY for live fish sales outlet. If it is women, they get 60%. If it's reserved, again 60%. They get 12 lakhs. So I will give you the entire DPR in your district, in your place. I will give you the entire business module and help those farmers delineate the middleman, give the decent price, 20 to 30% of the profit to the farmers, and bring it and sell the fish in a hygienic way. From morning 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., you sell live fish and fresh fish. From 2 to 5 p.m., it is break. Even if the customers are there, don't open the stalls. Again, open your stall at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. You serve heat and eat product, ready to eat product, fry, machine cooking, like Gadre products are there, Gadre Marine products, 40
Yeah.
different products are there. So by doing this, you can employ 3 to 4 people for each outlet, and you take care of the front end because there is a big money, there is a gap. Unique selling point need not be low price. You sell your produce for better price by giving better quality. So risk factor, honestly, I will put it in a very witty way. Risk is nothing. The willpower is the only risk. People are they have the interest. They want to make money. They have the greed. They have the knowledge, but commitment is missing. If you can come out with commitment, I will give you DPR. I'll make sure that you will win. Commitment. Today you don't sleep. All the youngsters, I'm telling you, you think how you can make money in fisheries business, and come back to me on Monday, maybe tomorrow. Yes, I'll give you few more ideas. I'll see that you will win. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I just like to request from the audience maybe 2-3 questions you can directly ask to sir, which is related to the presentations, and also if anybody wants to connect sir later on, they can be connect. So for the audience size, if anybody wants to ask any question directly, he or she
Yeah,
can.
yeah. Namaste, sir. Here, Viresh from
How
Tamil
many?
Nadu.
How many
Yeah,
are?
actually, I have 3 questions to ask, sir.
Please hold on.
Shall I start with me?
Let's hold on. Deptanu,
Sir,
how many are watching this?
66 people, sir.
Okay. Question, please.
Yeah, namaste, sir. Here, Viresh from Tamil Nadu. Actually, I am from Hospet, Tungabhadra Dam near.
Okay, ಹೇಳಿ.
After listening your session, I have 3 questions, sir. First one is, you told about dry fish packing, no? Is it required to take the permission from the FCCI, that food quality management, or just without that we can proceed? This is one thing. And other thing is that, as you told, you support to the farmer. You are also very right. Why the government is not taking the initiation by providing the dry fish or live fish or the fish doing the ration shop, like how they're giving sugar, rice, dal, etc. in monthly basis. It will be a good nutritional product to the very poor to very poor peoples in a subsidized rate. And third and last question my side is, as I'm staying near to the Tungabhadra Canal, Tungabhadra Reservoir, where I am actually belongs to, there is a kilometer long canal is running beautifully, maintained by Tungabhadra board. Why the government is not taking, or peoples are not coming forward to do the fish culture in the canal? I hope you will answer my small 3 questions, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. The first one, in India, to sell the unlabeled product in open market, nobody will catch you. You can straight away because people are selling on roadside. You can do that. But when you want to upscale the product in a systematic way with the companies like Spar or Metro or any other the organized sector, you need FSSAI certification, and that's not a big issue. Simple process. You show the process how you are doing and get the FSSAI number. It might take only 30 days and do it with the certification. But to start with in a small scale in the local shops, yes, you can do that. And second one, the country, 138 crores, incredible India, incredible problems. So in the midday meal, though some school of people wanted to distribute egg, many have a different opinion. They opposed it. So many non-vegetarians are there in the policy making. So non-technical issues and policy makers are since they are given the right to take decision. Just because it is good, it will not be appreciated. Many people. So likewise, because of the ethical issues in the ration shop, some religion people may not like it. So likewise, it's an issue. But that it definitely, if government fails, you must rise. You can do it. Why you expect everything to be done by the government? The opportunities are wide open. You youngsters join together, open throughout the nation, sell it. So don't let us not expect everything to be done by the government and not necessarily. That is the opportunity for you. Third one, canal by principle, by law. The people thought that it is obstacle. The putting the though their cement collapses within 30 days, 40 days. Their boulders, engineers, they may do mistakes. But by principle, cages are regarded as obstacles. But slowly, the government has realized the importance of cage farming in the reservoirs. So canal, forget it. In Taiwan, Vietnam, people are doing cage farming in canals itself. So
Yes.
to change the mindset, we need the majority. So it's a big process. Instead, now the option is there to take up reservoir cage farming. Let us take the other opportunities are wide open. Forget about the canal. Let us not disturb the farmers because in any reservoir, taking up aquaculture is imperative to say that without affecting the drinking water, without affecting the irrigation, without affecting the industrial purpose, we have to take up the aquaculture. The fisheries is given last option. So in that context, they
Hi, sir.
are the upper hand. The irrigation department people, forest department people, and the agriculture department people will take the upper hand. So in that context, instead of fighting that, opportunity is there to take up sea cage farming, reservoir farming, and aquaculture in the land. So no issues. Look at the positive side. Thank you, Viresh. You come back to me tomorrow.
Sir,
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I
if
attended there very few webinar and Zoom meets last few days, last few months. It is a most interesting and knowledgeable session, sir. Even I am belongs to the same field. I am not continuing in the same area because I am in other profession. You motivated me to take a risk in life. Thank you.
Jump, jump.
Thank you so much, sir. If anybody want to ask any question to Dr. Shiva Kumar sir, session
Yeah.
is open for ask questions. You can just unmute yourself, ask the right questions to sir. Please.
Hi, sir.
So
Can
very
I
good
talk
evening,
now?
sir.
Yes.
Sir, my name is Alexander. I am from Karnataka. Sorry, from Mandya. I have done in pond, so I am getting a very big issues for sailing problem. So I need a solution for this. Can you answer anything or any guidelines for me?
Oh, where are you doing farming?
Sir, I am doing farming in Mandya.
Where? Where in Mandya?
Mandya in Kastligere, sir. It's from village.
Katligere.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I am also from Mandya.
Wow, sir. Thank you so
I will
much.
tell you, 3 truckloads of fish is coming from Andhra Pradesh every day.
Sir.
And what is the size of fish now?
So it's an above half kg, sir.
Which species?
Sir, common cork, katla, and rogu.
Okay, now it is too early to sell it. Let them reach a kilo, common carp 800 grams at least. And
Sir.
through KFDC, they give you 107 rupees. But
Okay, sir.
I will tell you, to, if you want to sell now, 10th of July
Sir.
is Fish Farmers Day. Every 10th of July is celebrated as National Fish Farmers Day.
Okay, sir.
I think you must be there in many WhatsApp group. Call
Sir.
100 people. Call
No, sir.
100
My
people.
friend has suggested to me to.
I will tell you.
Uh,
On 10th, second Saturday of this month, you call 100 friends through your network to your farm
okay, sir.
and give a nice talk on aquaculture, harvesting, and sell your fish for rupees 150 rupees live on the spot.
Oh, okay, sir.
Sell all the fishes on next 10th of July.
Okay.
If you cannot
Yes,
do
sir.
that, you can contact me.
Sir.
I will assist you to get the better price.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. If anybody want to ask any questions, please go ahead and ask, sir. We'll take one more or two more questions, then we'll end up the today session. If anybody wants to ask any question, please.
Hello, Shokkumar sir.
Yes.
Myself Karthik from Telangana. I want to start morel farming with BSF larva feeding. So I'm searching some data for that. If is there any project structure?
What is the size of the farm you are looking for?
Not yet started. My friend started, so I heard
What is
about
the
BSF.
area you have in your mind?
So sorry.
What is the size of the farm you are planning to start with?
In a 1/4 of acre.
So 1000 meters square.
Yeah.
Own land or
Own land. Own land.
on land? Okay. So now morel seed will be supplied by Debtano. Done. First construct the pond
Okay.
about 4 meter feet water depth.
Okay.
Right? Construct
Yes.
the pond. Forget about BSF larvae. That
Okay.
experiment can be taken up later, not from the beginning itself. You take,
Okay, sir.
get the seeds,
Okay.
stock them at the rate of 5 to 10 per meter square, and
Okay.
give them sufficient feed.
Okay.
Every month they have to be graded and give the feeds with 36% protein, which is it costs about 60 to 80 rupees per kilo.
Okay.
Give the commercial feed, don't compromise anything,
Okay.
and make sure, because cannibalism is the issue and EUS, epileptic ulcerative syndrome, is the issue during
Yes.
winter season. If you can
Okay.
manage those, what's your background, education background?
I am a BSc BJC student, and presently I am working as
Fine,
a
I can
faculty
understand.
member. Yeah.
So now 1000 meter square is ideal size for morel farming. Seed is
Okay.
picked, feed you get it in Andhra Pradesh, and prepare the money required for this for the entire cycle,
Okay.
and take risk. And if you
Okay.
successful, because Telangana state fish is morel, right?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
So definitely cannibalism. Why they are cannibal? When they don't get feed. If you give them feed to the satiation,
Okay.
కడుపుతుందా మీరు ఫీడ్ ఇస్తే cannibalism ఉండదు. So
Okay,
seed will be supplied by the Debtano, Dr. Debtano. He will assure you, and he let it be the pilot project. He experiment it, take risk. Even if you go under loss, no issue. Take risk. Next crop, I will tell you what to do. If something goes wrong, definitely you must win.
Okay, sir. Can I contact you afterwards regarding
After all the groundwork, construction of pond,
Okay.
all the thing, because many people will be thinking for years together,
Yes.
not thinking. Show the fish pond with water,
Okay.
then I will give you the end-to-end support. Till the
Sure,
marketing I'll take.
Definitely, definitely. I will do and I will contact you.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yeah.
Sir, this is Uday Kiran from Hyderabad.
Please come back. Your name? I could not hear.
Sir, Uday Kiran, sir.
Uday Kiran. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We met in Mangalore.
Oh, yes. Uday
Right,
Kiran. Sir. Chappan, sir, please.
Yes, sir.
I know you. I
Sir,
know.
that my question is that the weed collecting machine, sir. Your article, I read that.
Yes, yes,
So what
yes.
happened that?
No, just yesterday,
Yes, sir.
the weed collector was sold to someone else from central part of Karnataka.
Okay.
Now, the general weed cutters for land-based weed cutting we use now.
Mm.
So I am getting the board.
Okay.
I'm fixing this general weed cutter with
Mm-hmm.
variable shaft length, so that it can
Mm-hmm.
go up to 10 meters. We have designed weed aggregators. It will collect only the floating weeds. Floating weeds.
Yeah.
Now we want to cut even the submerged weeds. We are
Okay.
experimenting on it. Our farmers have designed the simple the floating device which can aggregate the water hyacinth and floating weeds.
Okay.
Successfully, it was working.
Okay. Sir,
Successfully,
okay.
and it is sold now. Now we are
Uh,
modifying the same model, coming out with the same model, and
Mm.
the additional unit is this. In the back side, we will fix the weed cutter so that shaft goes inside and cut the submerged weeds. We are working on it.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. If you completed, please inform me, sir. I want to buy for that.
Oh, is it? Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no.
Actually,
You
in
place
Telangana
the,
area,
yeah.
sir.
If you place
In
the
Telangana area, sir.
if you place the order, within
Yeah.
10 days they will design it. And
Okay.
successfully, next to my office, they have cleared 80 acres of weed,
Okay.
1,600 tons of water hyacinth, and Hebbal Lake
Mm.
is a satellite. I mean, Google, you see now, it is water. Earlier, it was
Okay. Okay.
green. Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I will message to you, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, if anybody want to ask any more questions, please can ask. We'll take the last question now.
जी सर नमस्कार।
नमस्कार। बोलिए सर,
मैं
बोलिए।
सर के एन ऋषि उत्तर प्रदेश बनारस से वाराणसी से बोल रहा हूँ।
बोलिए साहब।
हिंदी बोल सकते हैं सर?
बोलिए 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 प्लीज। देवटानी will translate. I will also understand.
ठीक है सर, बोलिए बोलिए प्लीज, बताइए सर।
सर मैं फिशरीज में बनारस में अच्छा कर रहा हूँ। एक आरएस सिस्टम भी मैंने लगाया और 1 हेक्टेयर में फिशरीज भी कर रहा हूँ। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी समस्या जो है वो मार्केटिंग की है। और मार्केटिंग के लिए आपने जो 2-3 चीजें बताई वो मुझे बड़ा प्रभावित की। एक तो ये जो वेंडिंग व्हीकल की बात आपने बताई, तो क्या ये वेंडिंग व्हीकल के लिए हमको कोई लाइसेंस भी म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन से लेना पड़ेगा या हम लगा सकते हैं कहीं पे भी?
Vending, okay.
Sir.
Mobile vehicle, for
जी।
mobile vehicle also there is a subsidy of 20 lakhs.
या
Mobile, but instead of that, आपको जगह है तो आपका फार्म के पास, if it is near the city, you can have a container model sales outlet. Once in a week, Sunday, you sell live fish for 200 rupees per kilo. You start doing this and through WhatsApp, take the orders from your network and send the fish and charge 20 rupees per kilo for transportation, something like that. 20 rupees per consignment. So if you can come out with innovative type of marketing, and once in a while people can come harvest their fishes in your farm.
Okay.
And kindly you contact the deputy director of fisheries of your district, and you apply for the sales outlet, live fish sales outlet, and definitely with your wife's name, You can have one sales outlet in the farm itself. Once in Sunday, you sell it. Definitely, you can make better profit. Devtanu, kindly translate it.
सर
I understand, sir.
ठीक है, फाइन. मैं जस्ट आपको एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल बताता हूं नेपाल का. मैं 2-3 महीना पहले नेपाल गया. नेपाल में कोई मरा मछली नहीं खाता, सब लोग को जिंदा मछली चाहिए. और वो लोग क्या किया, जैसे सर ने बोला, उनके पीछे में तालाब है, पीछे में आपके फार्म है, उसके सामने में एक छोटा सा एक दुकान टाइप का खोल के रखा. वहां पर 2-3 टैंक बना लिया, सीमेंट का भी हुआ, तारपोलिन का भी टैंक बना लिया. उसमें सिर्फ हर दिन सुबह में आपका 20 से 25 किलो जिंदा मछली लाता है. शाम के टाइम फिर 1 घंटा के लिए 20 से 25 किलो लाता है. सुबह में आदमी जैसे रेस्टोरेंट शॉप में खरीदने के लिए लाइन देते हैं, उनके वहां पर भी लाइन देकर आदमी खरीदते हैं, फिर इवनिंग में भी आते हैं. तो आप सर धीरे धीरे प्रचार करिए. और एक जो छोटा सा चीज आपको मैं बोलना चाहता हूं, बहुत लोग जो नॉर्थ इंडिया वाले हमारे हैं, बंगाल के बाद छोड़ दीजिए, बंगाल में तो राइस के बिना और मछली के बिना नहीं चलता. नॉर्थ इंडिया में क्या होता है, बहुत लोग मछली खाने के बारे में भी जागरूक नहीं है. उनको जागरूक करने के लिए एक छोटा सा हाथी 407 वाला गाड़ी लीजिए, उसमें 2 अच्छा से एक त्रिपाल उसको अच्छा से फिक्स करवा के उसके अंदर पानी लेके उसको थोड़ा सा एक माइकिंग सिस्टम में आप घुमाते रहिए पूरा गांव में. सस्ता में जिंदा मछली खाइए. इस टाइप की थोड़ा सा मछली के बारे में भी जब आप जागरूक करिएगा तो आदमी आपका फार्म में ही आएगा, बोलेगा अरे वो आदमी मछली के बारे में बोल रहे हैं, मछली को लेके जागरूक कर रहे हैं, उनके वहां से एक बार मछली खरीद के कम से कम तो ट्राई किया जाए. इस ढंग से हम लोग को प्रचार प्रसार जरूर करना चाहिए. जैसे फिशरी सेक्टर, हर घर में हम लोग का मछली और ऑर्गेनिक मछली, जो मछली अच्छा हो वो हर घर में पहुंच पाए. हम शिवा कुमार sir, you take your lots of time and you spend your Sunday with us. We are very much thankful to you. And also,
with the last slide, I'll finish it.
Sir, yes, please.
If you want to change, my dear friends, you should have these 7 ingredients. Forget about policy, forget about the government. If you have the willpower, you have this all 7 ingredients, you can do wonders. You should have vision. You decide what you want to do by 2025. Have values, have strategy, have resources. Resources mean not necessarily the money, the mindset, the willpower, capability. You do it. Motivation, that's what we are trying to do now. Feedback. If you don't have values, vision, you'll be confused. If you don't have values, you'll be corrupt. If you don't have strategy, diffused. Don't have resources, you'll be frustrated. If you don't have capability, you'll be fatigued. If you don't have motivation, you will crawl. If you don't have feedback, you will doubt. So have these ingredients in a right proportion and be successful. This is my number, 9945783906, shivakumarmagadha@gmail.com. And my final tagline is, if you know me, you can't be a pessimist. Thank you, Deptanu. And
thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It was very good sessions, and today lots of people participate in our sessions. And as I told in earlier also, you are a great speaker. You always encourage people, and your vision and missions. People, if we take it forward directions, we can do lots of wonders, because fisheries is such a sector is a ocean. We can jump, we can jump, we can jump. There is no end of opportunities. Thank you once again, sir, for your valuable time, and you spend your Sunday with us, you encouraging and enlightening us with fisheries and aquaculture, and with lots of motivations. I hope this session will also bring lots of changes, whoever participating in the sessions, and whoever missed the sessions, we will be also available in YouTube channel. This particular session also will be there. We can listen, sir, as many times we want to listen. And be with us every Sunday. We have particular session on Sunday Talkies. Is a special session, 30 speaker, 30 series, 30 Sunday. We are trying to bring whole global experts on fisheries and aquaculture in this forum. So coming Sunday, we are also coming up with someone which is very special in aquaculture, from someone from outside of the country. Be with us, stay with us, be safe and maintain Corona guidelines, because once you are safe, we all are safe. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.